like 130-ish.
Focus on that when we have the meeting with her, that she does have something scheduled with the DC. Otherwise, it's going to be for nothing.
That sounds great. That was a great idea.
So that we get
And will
that
we have
information.
your information as her contact for this meeting in case she tries to catch these, or all of us, or?
I'm happy to continue to be the person who's checking in with Jason and with Jolene in the next week to make sure that we hear back.
Make sure they have a number of contact,
Yeah.
so you guys can communicate.
That sounds fine.
Yeah. What were their names? I don't know. Do they have names?
So what is he checking on right now?
To see if Jolene will get us on her schedule.
Oh, okay. So we'll see if that is done right now.
They said they would contact us, and I don't believe that.
Okay. No. Yeah, I mean, that's not
Happened.
So for points 2 and 3, do we want to wait for Jason to come back and present them to him? Okay, perfect.
Okay, so how does, I think next Thursday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. sound?
I won't be able to, but yeah, I can do that.
Okay, the only reason why I was looking for a morning is because obviously, like I said, it'd be great to get Amy on the phone.
Right,
So if it's time change,
yeah.
the afternoon would not work for Amy. Does that make sense?
Yes, that does make sense. Yeah. Because it's pretty much
Oh, I
like
could
an
cancel
afternoon.
office hours. Okay, I could do that.
Okay.
I'll just cancel office hours.
And I think for our conference room, it'd be ideal if we maybe keep it to like, I don't know, 6
70?
people. I think the fire marshal here might have a problem with that.
67?
Yeah. So like, yeah, 6 or 7 people. Is that?
If that works
Work?
for most of y'all, then that would be good. I'm
Sorry,
seeing.
what was
I
it?
Sorry,
Yeah.
the second
I could do it.
Of February.
Cancel office
Yeah.
Do
hours.
it.
10 a.m.
at 10 a.m. Yeah.
Everybody
So
put
See if
it
they
on their calendars?
somebody want this.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So 10 a.m. Excellent. All right. So the second thing we wanted to talk about, which you touched upon, was the Affordable Care Act,
Sure.
and we wanted to stress that we absolutely don't want it to be repealed. And a couple of us just wanted to share why and how we're continually linked to a better way, which is a hilarious Orwellian use of words because it's the worst way. So I'd like to turn to others to share why its repeal would be detrimental to their lives. Would you like to start or talk about the plan?
Oh, sure. Well, I've looked at the healthcare savings plans that's been put forward by your office, and it is going to be a critical problem for people to save through their whole lives to make up money for things like chemotherapy and cancer. You're assuming that you'll have a 20-year-old kid who saves about $300 a month over 20 years, and that's a lot of assumption. To have enough money for maybe one round of cancer, and assuming that he hasn't got hit by a truck or broke his leg along the way. And if this was put forward, say tomorrow, which I know a lot of Republicans would like to see, you'll have a situation with people who are 40 and 50 years old who don't have the back savings from the healthcare savings plans, who will have nothing.
Right.
And they won't have insurance either because Obamacare goes away within a year or two. And so it doesn't matter if that money can be shared amongst children and a husband, because healthcare costs a lot more. And I understand from an economic point of view what you're trying to do. You're trying to force costs of healthcare down by taking away insurance from the population. But there's going to be so much human suffering from this. It will do so much damage to anyone who doesn't make about $100,000 a year and get health insurance through their employer. And very few people do now. The rates of employment insurance are very low. So, you know, a lot of Obamacare was brought in partially for contractors, people who don't get employment. They're middle-class people who don't get insurance through their employer. That's why it was introduced. It was also introduced to save hospitals, because what you're going to see is these people will put off getting health care. They will not get preventative care. And they show up to the hospital, to the emergency room. Hospitals were failing all over urban areas just before Obamacare. And those are facts. We can bring them out. You're going to see wholesale failures of hospitals. So that plan is not going to do it for the majority of the population. It'll be fine for rich people. It'll be okay. But for the rest of us, it's going to be a major problem. And so I cannot speak enough of how poorly thought out that plan is for average people.
I have a 24-year-old who's going to UC Davis, and I don't want to see her get taken off my insurance which is what he's
Right.
wanting to do, or the Republicans are wanting to do. She needs to have her health care. I mean, these are students that are going to better our society, and are going. Some of them are going to the top schools, and some of them are not. But nonetheless, they're our future, and if they can't be healthy, then our society is not going to do well.
Sure.
All of them. I mean, look at the kids that are all here today. If they will eventually need health coverage, not under, I mean, as they grow older and go off to college and, you know, become our future congresswomen. And
Congresswomen.
I mean, the kids at the universities are very scared. Once they graduate, they're like, I have to find a job. There are no jobs.
there's no jobs they can
They're all
afford it.
part-time jobs which don't offer insurance, and so then they're getting dinged with a penalty for the IRS because they don't have that.
Yeah.
And they can barely, I mean, now you're seeing kids that graduate from college are living together as families. You've got 3 or 4 kids living together because they can't afford their rent,
Right.
none less afford insurance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really sad.
Yeah.
I'm 56 years old, and it was a really different era for us. You know, we're able to buy our house. My husband and I had kids. Our kids can't do that,
Sure.
and it's so sad to me to see where we've gone, and to see where we're going. It's just, you know, it's awful. I mean, we've tried to do what we could do for our children, and we don't see any way out for them. You know, I can't see my kids buying a house unless I'm buying the house for them. You know,
Especially tough, sure.
and they are well-educated, amazing kids.
Sure.
That, you know, none of them deserve that.
Yeah.
We have a gift for him.
Okay.
We have a gift. We went to the
I
Women's
suspect you're
March.
using the word gift lightly.
Oh, it is a gift. It's a very nice gift.
He represents all of us.
There's
Sure.
nothing negative.
And we all
Okay.
went to the march, so we wanted to give this.
Okay.
We hope he'll put it on his wall so he'll remember what we
I'll
stand
put
for.
it on his desk and then he'll get
Yeah, it's just, you know, pictures
Yeah.
from the march and
Yeah.
the things that are important to us.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you, I actually was down in downtown LA, not at the march, but I was down there for a baptism. We were baptizing my wife's nephew, and there were definitely a lot of people down there in downtown LA. I can tell you that, testify that firsthand. Yeah,
And
for sure.
5,000 here in Riverside.
It's all for
And then I
Riverside.
was with
Yeah.
20,000 in Santa Ana, so
Okay.
that is for him as well.
Okay.
And it was
Perfect.
peaceful.
Uh-huh.
It was
And that's exactly what
amazing,
that
It
is.
was
Sure.
uplifting. It was supportive. It was love.
Sure.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't rally around, you know,
Equality.
equality for women?
And
It seems
diversity.
common
That was a
sense.
big thing too. Everyone was there with different reasons and different purposes, but coming together in
respect.
yes,
Yeah.
being able to show tolerance for each other rather than building walls. We were looking at kindness. It was a different.
Yeah, it was
Fine.
so beautiful, and you know, many of us did have to go to Riverside because there wasn't a march here in Corona. So I also wanted to give you some images, and you'll see that Mark Takano
Okay.
was leading our march.
Okay.
So I wondered, does like Ken Calvert support women's equality?
Sure, of course he does.
Okay, then why does he restrict women's reproductive rights?
Well, you know, obviously the congressman has supported replacing, you know, Obamacare with, you know, a reformed healthcare system, and it is basically, you know, a system that while we need to work on all the details, obviously, and that's something that's been ongoing for many years now.
But he's also sponsored bills to defund Planned Parenthood, which takes away access for health care for so many women.
Many women. The federal government doesn't fund any abortions through Planned Parenthood. What you guys have defunded gynecological exams. You funded services for men. Yeah, you guys defunded health care. You didn't defund abortions. That was already defunded.
Yeah.
I know, again, I'm not a healthcare policy expert, but I do know there's been some arguments that, you know, obviously all money is fungible within an organization, so there's been some concerns on that front. And yes, the congressman is of the position
I know
of
they're careful.
the congressman of the position that, you know, tax dollars, federal tax dollars, shouldn't be used to fund abortions. That's congressman's position. I understand people disagree with that. I understand that. That's just the congressman's
But then
position.
when you take away people's health care, abortions go up. When they take away access
Just
to
fired
contraceptives.
somebody from his staff. I don't know if it was the Archbishop. for not allowing, talking to his community about allowing them to give out condoms. So it's amazing to me